were your previous bands called?
Previous bands, I was in one math. I'm currently in a math rock band called Lizard Kingdom, but that's it. I've only had one. Well, I still have one band prior to this.
And how'd you get the name for both bands and the first song you ever did for both bands?
Sorry?
The name, how'd you get the name for both bands and the first songs you ever did with both bands?
Let's see. I'll start from the beginning. Lizard Kingdom was the name of the guitar player for that band. The guest house on the property he lives on it's got like a really bad lizard infestation. So our bass player one day was asking if he could borrow it to have relations with a woman, and he just said it off the top of his head. He said, "Hey, can I borrow Lizard Kingdom to hook up with this girl?" And they were just like, "Hey, that'd make a cool band name. Let's use that." And now we're stuck with it. And then this band, I'm not sure how we got the name because I wasn't there in the beginning, so that'd be a question to...
How about the first songs you did with both bands?
First song I did with both bands, I don't even remember the first song I did with Lizard Kingdom because it's been like 2 years since I joined that band. And we've written a lot of music. We've released very little, but we've written a lot. I think we have like 50-something songs just like sitting in our back pocket right now. And then this band, Mecca, was the first song I did with Outlier.
And who recorded the music and who did the artwork?
The artwork was done by our guitar player, Adrian, for the single that we put out. And then recording it, we went to a guy named Scott, who he runs a studio called New Tone in Pittsburgh, California.
And have you ever got starstruck before?
Starstruck, great question. I don't really get starstruck meaning like musicians or anything, but I get pretty intimidated meaning like people outside of music that I admire a lot. Let's see, who else I've been starstruck by. I met the wrestler CM Punk a couple years ago, and I was really intimidated by him because if you know anything about CM Punk, he's like, he's a pretty intimidating guy. Plus he's huge. Well, not huge, but he's an inch taller than me, and if you're taller than me, like you're a tall guy. And he's a big wrestler guy, so it's just like kind of intimidating meeting him.
And how'd you feel when Dimebag Darrell, lead singer of Grar, Mitch Luker, guitarist of Slayer, James Dio, The Rev, Justin After the Burial, Griffin Knights the Abyss, Tyson Stevens of Scaring Kids, Wayne Static, The Guys in the Ramones, drummers of Twisted Sister, lead singer of Drowning Pool, Kurt Cobain, David Bowie, Casey Hawthorne Heights, drummer of Teenage Bottle Rocket, lead singer of Motorhead, lead singer of AC/DC, lead singer Alice in Chains, Paul Gray of Slipknot. How'd you feel when they died?
That's a lot of names you got on that list there. The names I remember, I'll have to rattle off. Dimebag Darrell, like I was born in '95, so I wasn't old enough to know of his death at the time, but obviously anyone who does heavy music has some kind of influence from Pantera at least. So it's kind of a bummer to know that a guitar player who had such an influential style with kind of southern heavy metal, was taken from us at such a young age. Mitch Luker's another one. Mitch Luker's the one that stands out there. Back in my early days of getting into heavy music, Suicide Silence was one of my big favorite bands. So him dying was kind of a shock to me. I almost didn't believe it when I first heard it. A friend of mine who lives on the East Coast, he heard about it before me, and he texted me and he said, "Oh, hey, Mitch from Suicide Silence died." And I was just like, "Nah, you're lying," because he's the type of guy to pull that shit on me. David Bowie dying was a big bummer to me. I enjoy his music a lot. I'm a big fan of 80s music as a whole, and pop music is a big thing with me. I actually don't listen to that much hardcore pop music. Is one of my bigger influences. And I'm a big fan of the movie Zoolander, which he had a really cool bit part in, so I was bummed when he died. Who else is on that list? There's a lot of names, there's a lot to go through. Oh fuck, Jimi Hendrix. I've been playing guitar for 11 years. I don't play guitar in either of my bands, but I've been playing guitar. Any guitar player who's worth his salt, knows Jimmy's legacy, and knows a lot about him and his discography and everything. So a talent like that, just like a revolutionary, kind of inspirational, that's like a once in a millennium guitar player, and it's sad that he went the way he did, and at the age that he did. Pardon me, I'm a bit parched. Who else? those are really the only names that stuck out to me from the list. Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain. Yeah, man, Nirvana has a lot of great songwriting, and I think a lot of that is still continued today through like Dave Grohl and everything that he does, and even like the projects he's been involved in. I feel like early Queens of the Stone Age, that was still kind of inspired by Nirvana a little bit, at least since Dave was in the band for that first album.
And how about first CD you got and first live show you ever went to?
First CD, physical CD I ever purchased? Or
yeah.
Physical CD, I can't remember the name. It was The Bullet for My Valentine, their first EP. For the life of me, I can't remember what it was called, but I was really into Bullet for My Valentine for a long time. And the first live concert I ever went to was Paul McCartney at AT&T Park.
How about first local band you saw and first band shirt you got?
First local band shirt I ever got, or
first band shirt and first local band you saw?
Okay, first local band I ever saw. The first local band I ever saw was like back when I was like 6 years old or something. So I don't even remember their name, but it was just like some band that my brother was playing with, and like I don't even know if he was playing with them. I was just like at some concert with some local bands. I remember that my brother was there, and I can't for the life of me remember their name. And then the first band shirt I ever bought, I want to say it was a Suicide Silence shirt.
And what weapons would you use in the alien or zombie apocalypse? Who would you bring back from the dead, and who would you visit from the dead, like any musician?
If I could visit any musician from the dead, good question. Let me think about that. I'll come back to that one. Any weapon to use in a zombie apocalypse? I'm assuming I have unlimited ammunition.
Yeah.
Okay, unlimited ammunition. If you're not using a shotgun, you're a fool. If I could bring someone back from the dead to bring back from the dead, or someone to fight zombies with me?
Like a musician to meet, to talk to, get inspiration from.
To meet, to talk to. Probably Kurt Cobain, because I feel like he had a lot left to do, and I feel like he would be someone interesting to talk to about perspective.
What would you rather have, a dragon, beast, or undersea creature?
A dragon, beast, or what?
Or undersea creature.
Probably a dragon beast, because I like flying.
And what would you rather be, a ninja, kung fu master, samurai, or silent assassin?
Sorry, what was that last one?
Silent assassin.
Probably a ninja.
And where would you rather play, strip club, mall, or underground?
Underground.
And where would you rather play, space station, hell, heaven, end of the world, underwater?
Sorry, space station, hell, heaven, underwater.
Or end of the world?
End of the world. End of the world as in the apocalypse?
Yeah.
Probably the apocalypse.
And do you think aliens are real?
Yes, absolutely.
And where would you rather go, Mars, the moon, or another planet?
Sorry, what was that last one?
Where would you rather go, Mars, moon, or another planet?
Another planet.
And what cover band would you be?
Sorry. Another planet is my answer to that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what cover band would you be?
If I could cover a band?
Yeah.
I'd want to. Do I have to cover one specific artist, or can I make it a genre?
It could be. It could. Yeah.
I kind of want to do like a blackened tech death metal band that only covers like ignorant trap music that you would hear on World Star.
And what movie soundtrack would you made if you could have made any movie soundtrack? What movie would you made? What TV show would you have made? What video game would you have made?
If I could have made the soundtrack for them?
Like if you could have made any soundtrack from any time period, any movie, any video game, any TV show, what one would you have made?
That's a good question. My first answer to like movie and soundtrack is Drive, the Ryan Gosling movie, but that movie's already perfect, so I feel like if I changed it, I'd be doing something wrong. Soundtrack, fuck. All the soundtracks I think of like are ones that I really love, and I wouldn't want to touch them. But I don't know. I feel like I could do some like ABC Family movie really well, like Homeward Bound. I feel like I could do the soundtrack for Homeward Bound better than they did. Is this just limited to soundtracks?
And TV show?
Okay, TV show. If I could remake a TV show, Codename Kids Next Door.
And how about
they cut that off way too early.
How about video game? What video game would you make?
If I could remake a video game, Knack.
What video game character would you be?
If I could be any video game character,
Yeah.
Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
First video game system you got and favorite video game?
Nintendo 64, first game Mario Kart 64, still play it to this day.
And how about your rarest piece of memorabilia?
Memorabilia, just like in general,
Yeah.
probably my Supreme Comme des Garçons first collaboration Navy box logo hoodie.
And do you think full virtual reality world is possible?
Possible in a capacity where we can sustain life?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. In just virtual reality, definitely not.
How about favorite venue that you went to growing up and favorite venue that you went to that closed down?
Favorite venue, the San Jose Rock Shop. I don't really go there much anymore. It's some people say it's closed down. I don't know though, because I rarely hear about shows. Yeah, that's probably my answer for both. Well, actually, I'll change it slightly. If there's a venue I could have gone to growing up, I would have liked to go to the Gaslight in Campbell, which is near Campbell, California, which is like 10 minutes from where I grew up. They closed it in like the mid 2000s because someone got stabbed there. But it's where bands like Heavy Heavy Low Low and like cool ass San Jose bands that I really like used to play there.
And what would you rather do? Fly with the eagle, swim with the shark, swim with the whale, ride on Bigfoot's back?
Fly with the Eagles.
Your favorite board game?
Monopoly, because I'm undefeated in Monopoly, 22-0, baby.
Near-death experiences?
Oh God! All right, so this scar on my head, it's a scar. I don't shave a line in my head. I fractured my skull when I was 6, caused an epidural hematoma on the left side of my brain, which is just blood swelling. Had I not broken my left arm at the same time, I would have died absolutely. I've almost been hit by buses countless times. I got hit by a car 2 years ago riding my bike. Luckily, a hairline fracture in my shoulder. Didn't get much else hurt there. I've been stabbed in my arm before, and I've been in a couple fights. That's about it.
And what famous person would you want to go on a date with, if you could go with any famous person for a date?
I feel like Maria Menounos would be a lot of fun to go on a date with because she's a very beautiful woman and she's a big pro wrestling fan, which I like a lot.
If you had a video game company, what kind of games would you make?
Video game company, what kind of games would you make? Let's see. I don't know. I like a lot of different games. I kind of like adventure RPG games a little bit. Puzzle-based games are fun. I like survival horror a lot, so probably just like somewhere between survival horror and puzzle games.
How about your favorite national monument you saw?
Favorite national monument? Probably the Western Wall in Jerusalem.